Party people, welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, the actual play RPG podcast where the gaming table is always set for two. I'm your host as always, Jeff Stormer. This week on the show, I'm joined by Sabrina Hawthorne for a game of Clash. Clash, Shonen Battle Roleplay, is a tabletop role-playing game about dramatic fights and the dramatic emotions those fights represent. It's inspired by classic anime and manga like One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. You play as big, bombastic characters with all sorts of cool powers, facing off against pirates, monsters, and other powerful people just like you. This game was great. I really love playing it. True to its name, it's got a really fun and engaging and interesting back and forth combat system that was really enjoyable to sit back and kind of dissect through play. And we really got to just lean into our bullshit in a lot of different ways, and it was a blast. You can find more information about Clash at sabrinahawthorne.itch.io or check the show notes for more information. And with all that said, let's go ahead and throw it over to me in the past so that he can get started with the show. Take it past me. Thanks, future me. I was already excited, but now we've been talking for 5 minutes off mic, and we're going to get into some very serious things before we play this game. I'm sitting down with Sabrina Hawthorne. Sabrina, thanks so much for coming on Party of One.
Thanks so much, present Jeff. Hey, future Jeff, could you actually get me a coffee? You're the coolest Jeff, by the way. Did I mention you're my favorite
what
Jeff?
What the fuck? I'm sitting right here.
I'm so sorry.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this. This is the disrespect. I show up and do the work. Future Jeff sits there, shows up 5 minutes to do a little bit of a bit, and then shouts out some links, and he gets the. We're not getting into this.
I'm so sorry.
Producers, can we cut this? Can we cut this? It's fine. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm excited about the game we're playing today. Before we get into that, before we get into the very serious matters that we were discussing, why don't you take a moment, let our lovely listeners at home know about what we are playing this week, as well as anything else that you've got going on you want them to know about.
Hi, Jeff's audience. My name is Sabrina Hawthorne. I am a collector, player, and author of tabletop RPGs. I am currently in development on the game we are playing today, Clash, Shonen Battle Roleplay. I'm beyond excited to be here. I have been nervous about this because, oh my god, professionals are going to see the thing I'm making. What if it's terrible? But I'm very excited. I am very proud of the system as it exists so far. I've also written a few other things. You might know my work, Broke Wizards, got recently played on the Tiny Table podcast. Those folks are great. You should listen. And I wrote Bring the Stars Home to Me, which is a game that I love a lot and I want more people to play. It's a journaling game about being far away from the people you love. I think that's my that's my intro, I think. I think that's about what I got.
All right, so Ultimate Combat.
Okay, yeah. It's incredible.
Listeners, it's crucial to note that before we got on mic, the conversation was so important that I was like, we need to start recording immediately so that we capture this for on mic posterity. We were talking about card games, and we were talking about my intensely beloved collection of weird, largely unplayable 90s collectible card games, perfectly embodied by the masterwork game Ultimate Combat, the official card game of the United States Judo, Taekwondo, and Wrestling team circa 1996. And this game is everything to me. And also, the thing to me that is so... We were saying, is so kind of, I think, at times frustrating to me as somebody that particularly collects this weird art is, it is very difficult for collectible card games to, for lack of a better way to put it, and I want to emphasize that I say the following words with all of the affection and love in the world as somebody that's exclusively trading them. It is much harder to, get, create, and celebrate the freak shit. Because, the realities of printing at scale make making freak shit that much more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, so, yeah.
And yet, the TCG fans, the TCG producers, they pull it out. They manage it somehow.
And that, inspires me so much, is, the swagger and the confidence and the fury to go, we are making our own, you had said it right before we got on, Mike, that it is kind of upsetting that Magic the Gathering nailed it on the first try. And first one, best one, and is the one that held the test of time. But the confidence in going What we really need is another Magic the Gathering, but that really needs to be hyper specific on my kind of bullshit. Is everything to me. That is my central view of the world.
I love it so much. I'm looking at one of the cards you sent me, the Psychic Freeze, because you did take pains to point out to me that there are psychic powers in this martial arts game.
Officially endorsed by like the U.S. Judo Taekwondo wrestling team, and then they went, but we should probably have magic powers, right?
We gotta have magic powers. And I'm looking at this Chuck Norris looking dude with his
so critical. It's so critical. Like the photography, because it's all like photos of people in outfits, is so important to me.
And they're all floating in a void.
They're all floating in like a 90s Walgreens Target photo room backlot.
Oh, that's exactly what it is, isn't it? Oh my god.
They're all floating. They all look like they are floating like either in a fucking Sears photo center or like a Whose Line Is It Anyway, like green screen video news segment.
Yeah, it's really, and just one more note. The psychic powers that Chuck Norris is emanating towards his opponent are coming from his hands. The psychic of it is not from his brain or his head or his face. It's from his half-clenched martial arts pose hands. Yeah.
It's great.
I really thank you so much, Jeff. This is really amazing.
No, listen, anytime I get to share the joy that Ultimate Combat has brought me in my life, and like the inspiration for me, like every time I go to, a flea market, an arts market, like a swap meet, anything of the sort, if there is like, I will walk and I will go to every like baseball card table, because the offhand chance that they have collected starter packs or booster packs of some unplayable, convoluted mess of a card game that is licensed after the weirdest thing in the world singularly drives my creative passion in every one of my projects, because I'm like, I can't do this. I can't make a card game. Certainly not something this like odd and bizarre. But like I could make weird, up my bullshit energy and art that is everything to me and that exists in a space of fuck you.
Yeah.
We need this.
It's so critical. It's yet one more way to tap into the real purpose of art, which is for people to be like, look at the mess I've made. Please understand that I'm proud of it.
Yeah, and it's a call for, like, art at its core is a way for us to understand each other. It is a language, and like it is written with a goal of expressing of like an expression of myself past my own boundaries, and that necessarily includes when I have become so wrapped up in some real weird bullshit that I need to make it your problem.
Yeah.
And like that to me, like, obviously given the last few years, especially, like I have thought a lot about like why art is important to me, and like why like human made art is important to me. And like part of that is like I need to feel that sense of, you're deep in this, huh? Oh, okay, cool. Like to feel the person on the other end of it, including when that person is like, yeah, so obviously martial arts is gonna have psychic powers. We all see that, right? Like, I'm like, sure, I see you. I see this person across decades of time and thousands of miles, and that to me is the most powerful thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. You're
Anyway, we are here to play a game. We've gone down a rabbit hole, but this energy will carry us through this entire recording.
Oh, absolutely. You have picked such a great opening conversation, too. Like, it fits so neatly.
So talk to us about like the game at a high level and also what you are most excited about like bringing to the table today.
So today we are playing Clash. It is, so at the high level, Clash was an accident. Okay, a bit of a glimpse into little Sabrina's childhood. I was absolutely a Legos kid.
Sure.
And I grew up right in the sweet spot to be enchanted and obsessed with the Lego line Bionicle.
Sure. Yeah.
And if you know, you know. It's one of those, like, there are those of us who get it and those of us who simply were not there for it. And I was there for it. And for
if you were there for it at that moment, like if you were there when that first image of Bionicle hit, you get it. There's such a historical perspective that cannot be put into words of what it means to see that when those first fucking Bionicle images popped out and you're like, what am I looking at?
No, there's a qualia to it that I have never been able to fully communicate to people who were not there for it.
Yeah.
But for years, I have had it in mind to adapt what I love about that franchise and make a game about it. And every time I come back to that project, which may at this point never see the light of day, a new system spins off of it. Where I'm like, well, this is an interesting idea, but it simply does not work for what I'm trying to make. So I build it up into its own thing. Clash is the third or fourth time that happened, where I was trying to figure out what would action and combat look like systematically in, like how do I translate the end of the second movie fight between Vakama and Makuta? Like, what does that look like mechanically? And I came up with this rock, paper, scissors system. And after writing it, I thought, well, number one, this is not that fight. And number two, it is Gaara versus Rock Lee.
Sure.
And that's what this is now, is I realized I had built a Naruto simulator, and I have been obsessed ever since. It's really fun to translate shonen storytelling into Clash. I'm very excited about throwing my hat in the ring of how do we handle RPG combat away from the war games model, I think is the thing that interests me most about Clash.
Sure. I like that. I'm really excited that you've instantly hooked me with a single sentence.
Why,
because I am a guy that likes a fight scene. And, it is sentences that should surprise no one, given that two of my great loves are superhero stories and professional wrestling. But like, fight scenes are cool and fun, and like, but fight scenes in role-playing games are often taxes and accounting, and I don't love that part.
Sure. I do love the war games model. I think there's a lot of merit to it. For me, the big thing is like, well, not everybody has the minis.
Sure, totally.
Simply not everyone has the vinyl mat and wet erase markers. Like, I love combat. I love the tactics of it. But there are simply some genres and some styles of emulating combat that don't fit with those tools, and that we might be able to work with less of a financial overhead to be able to participate in.
I'm excited to get into it. So I think the first thing that we got to do is really decide like what style of shonen anime, what world we're inhabiting, and what our anime is going to be about. So
my big, like the one that got me as a kid, because I saw some Naruto, I saw a little bit of Bleach, I saw like half an episode of 4Kids One Piece, but the thing that got me as a kid was Full Metal Alchemist. To this day, Brotherhood is maybe my favorite television show ever produced. I love it to death. And I love the sort of goth vibes that FMA brought that nobody else really was doing at the time. So my pitch for you is something along those lines of like,
I could get into that.
Goth kids with superpowers fighting fascism.
Yeah, sure. Totally. I can get into that for sure. I'm trying to think what the last like shonen anime that I like really deep dived into. I mean, I was just admittedly, it's probably because so what happens is probably, if we're talking about specifically shonen anime and discounting like American superhero animation, which is especially at this moment undoubtedly indebted to shonen anime, it's probably our once a year rewatch of about 4 episodes of Dragon Ball Super, prompted by the fact that whenever the Philadelphia Phillies do either when the baseball season kicks off or when the Phillies make the postseason, we inevitably go and watch our boy Yamcha in the baseball episode of Dragon Ball Super. And then we remember how much we like Dragon Ball Super, and we watch an additional like 4 episodes, in part because the baseball episode of Dragon Ball Super falls in what might be my favorite 4-episode run of any Dragon Ball series, period.
Oh shit.
Because it's in rapid succession. Because it is the filler arc in between Goku Black and the Tournament of Power, and so it's baseball episode. Arale shows up and they do the gag manga episode.
Uh-huh.
They do an episode where entirely Goku hires Hit to like assassinate Goku just so that he can train with Hit. And then there's one other episode that I'm not remembering, but like it truly is just like 4 impeccable. Oh, it's the episode where that is entirely predicated on look how hilariously and easy it is for the Dragon Ball characters to get the Dragon Balls now that they are Dragon Ball Super characters.
Mm-hmm.
So they just constantly keep summoning Shenron, and also they acknowledge that Bulma's the richest human on Earth and does not need the Dragon Balls for anything.
That's so incredible.
That's a run of episodes that is for the record books. And so like that's maybe, so it's probably soup. And so I think what is compelling to me, I think what I want to throw into the pot of what we're cooking on of like goth kids with superpowers, dismantling a fascist state, is this sense of like, I'm gonna look at this 4-episode run of Dragon Ball Super and say like, maybe what I want to throw in is, what happens if we maybe de-fantasyify that pitch a little? Like, I'm thinking specifically, I think the seasonings I'm reaching for off the shelf here are the baseball episode of Dragon Ball Super, but also very critically Earthbound, of the sense of like, and also a little bit like Sailor Moon, Magical Girl, space. What happens when this world is a suburban street?
Yeah,
that's the pitch that I'm throwing in. What happens when these are kids on the block and the space that we're in is a suburban street?
No, that's so good, because that's its own like trope space in shonen, isn't it? Like Bleach does it. My Hero Academia, like there's very much an urban fantasy flavor there. I love that.
That's where my head is at, and I think that's kind of what I want to cook on.
That's beautiful. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So what are we building? What are we building next?
Yeah. Okay. So let me scroll, because there is a preparing to play section here.
There is. I'm also flipping to the same page.
So we have our play materials. We have talked about our story. Who are we fighting and why is our next question. Ooh, okay. My first thought with our little oeuvre here of like goth kids, like outcast kids fighting a fascist regime, my first thought is not a shonen anime at all. It is in fact Codename Kids Next Door.
Sure. Yeah. That feels right. That was also surprisingly where my head went. Yeah,
the delightful children from down the lane. It would shock you how often KMND comes up in my personal life. And I love the idea, like, because it's so classic of, like, controlling parents, controlling government. It's such a classic parallel for children's storytelling. That makes so much sense to me.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I think maybe, I mean, no, I thought I had something, but I think that energy feels very good. Like, because I really enjoy the thing about KND that I really like is the sense of you can't quite tell how much of it is in the fantasy of the kids themselves, and like there's an energy in that. And I think like, you know, that like playing in that space of and this is probably, again, this is a thing that is not at all shown in anime, but like playing in Dai, both the comic and the RPG, like that sense of like, this is the real world shit that these people are dealing with, and here's how it's manifesting in the space that they occupy, is very captivating to me.
Yeah, I love that so much. And that's also very Earthbound, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Some of this is horrific cosmic horror stuff, but also you're 12. Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Next up, what is the most exciting part of this world, and how do we get there?
What is the most exciting part of this world? It's got to be like, what's the energy? What's the energy? What's the fight? What's the fight magic that goes into being like a 14 to 16-year-old goth kid?
Yeah, oh man.
I have a pitch, but so if you've got something, I want to hear it.
No, toss it my way.
It's to, and this is, I like that we're building a real palette. Shout out to noted enemy of the show, Vaditia Valetti. I like that we're building a real palette here. Cause like my brain also goes to like, when I think about this, and when I think about the phrase, like the magic that goes into being a 16-year-old goth kid, like, it is not goth at all, but I do go to like The World Ends With You and that idea, or like kind of the Persona games where like magic and fashion are like critical pieces of magic.
Yeah. Oh, that's absolutely. Yeah. No, you're hitting a nail very precisely on the head. Like, because like the way you look tells it's the stand user principle. The like, oh, you look freaky. You probably have a superpower that relates to the way you look freaky.
Yeah, you know, here it's that sense of like, what if the first time you hear a song that really like becomes your whole personality, that song changes the way that the world operates, and suddenly when we are hearing this music, like suddenly superpowers and suddenly the rules of gravity are not on the table. You know, it's that sense of, you know, when I play, like when the house music plays and when you build up to the drop, when that drop hits, then suddenly I'm leaping off of walls and I'm throwing Superman punches and I'm toppling buildings.
Yes, it's musical. It's I think that's it. I think in the world where this is a show, I think it relies on the drops. Like,
yeah,
it is almost Edgar Wrighty in that it has an attitude of like, when the music drops, that's when the Sakuga drops. And those are always lined up and they will always be edited together.
Yeah. And like when the music is playing, the color scheme of the world changes to reflect the fact that we are in a heightened reality space and we are where the big fight is going to be happening. Yeah,
absolutely. Oh man, that's so good. So okay, how about this?
Cool. Okay, great.
The pitch is we are whoever our characters shall be. A friend of ours has had something confiscated by her dad.
Yep.
And we have to fight our way up to the 3rd floor of their house, which is to us a dark fortress on the hill, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
And we have to retrieve it for her. Like we are or maybe it's her, maybe she's grounded. And we are here to break her out so we can go to the rave tonight.
Yeah, that feels great.
I love it. So,
and
next
course,
step.
like, of course, the house on the hill, like, I've got a visual note, visual homage, visual reference for us is, of course, this house where our friend, where she's been grounded in, is, of course, like, an apartment in the city specifically so that we can replicate the Final Fantasy VII cover art and have our goth kids staring up at a like at a gigantic skyscraper.
Yes, absolutely. Instead of a Buster Sword, they have a Gengar backpack from Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we are really in something delicious here.
We're cooking.
This is so good. Okay, so the next step is to choose our fighters. There are 6 fighter playbooks in Clash. They represent sort of shonen archetypes as I see them. There is the genius, who is the smart guy. My call to mind for that is Riza Hawkeye. She is the genius in my mind. There's the cowboy that is fully just, hey, what if Spike Spiegel? Like,
sure,
he deserved his own playbook, in my opinion. There is the powerhouse, which is your classic. It's your Gokus, it's your Dekus, it's your Narutos, depending on how you look at it. The Ronin, who is your Sasuke's, your Zuko's, your I am wandering and I'm an edgy boy and I am trying to be the best that there ever was. There is the specialist, who is your Rock Lee's, your, again, Naruto's, because he's kind of several of these. It's somebody who lacks something. You don't have the superpowers everybody else does, or you are straight up disabled in a way that changes how you fight. And finally, there is the Vessel, who is Krona from Soul Eater, who is Yuji Itadori from JJK, which I am not caught up on. Do not spoil anything. Like, you are possessed of some dark thing, and that thing is where you get your real power.
I keep coming back to the cowboy strictly because the phrase goth cowboy is so captivating. I know that it's a metaphorical cowboy in the Spike Spiegel sense, but goth cowboy, like, I keep coming back to that phrase so much that, like, that there's a character here that I'm scratching at the surface of that I really want to pull out into the world.
Do it. I love that. And for the record, goth cowboys exist. The show Supernatural is real.
That's also, you know what? You are correct. You have identified the goth cowboy in a nutshell.
Yeah. I have been thinking about this for like the weeks leading up to this recording, because I tend to like lean towards the Ronin. I think that's sort of my favorite one. But I feel like the Ronin sort of kit is best suited for a party bigger than 2.
Sure.
So I'm not sure if I want to play a specialist or like a genius, like a support of some kind. You know what? I've decided. I'm going to play a genius because I think the specialist shines with a bit more long play under their belt, because a lot of their themes have to do with overcoming the adversities they start with.
Sure.
And so I want to give us a good showcase of not having those adversities first.
That feels great.
I think when I think of a genius, when I think of a, like, the smart guy or the guy behind the screen for our little oeuvre, I think of, like, the girl in the group who does all of the anime portraits of us, who draws us as our OCs, you know?
That feels right.
So I want to be like a scene kid, I think. I want to be very artsy. I've got my notebook with me. And I think I have very strong ideas of, in this world, what kind of anime characters we would be, not aware that we are anime characters.
Yeah, that feels good.
Okay.
I'm sitting with my cowboy. The more that I sit with this idea, another pop culture touchstone has kind of like floated into my head that like in the Spike Spiegel tradition, especially after you pointed out the existence of Supernatural, shout out to the official Tumblr news distribution system. My brain latched onto the vision of such a specific reference, but the lead character from the movie Dazed and Confused, Randall Pink. The football player who has become burnt out on like football culture and like I will play on your team but I won't sign your damn form, throw a sheet of paper in the teacher's face, like relatedly kind of the same energy as James Franco from Freaks and Geeks, particularly in the episode where he goes to play D&D with the geeks, like that energy feels very anime cowboy Spike Spiegel adjacent, and like that character kind of like ending up hanging out with the goth kids and sort of like finding his identity and personality in that space is very captivating to me.
Yeah, I love that so much. Like a lapsed jock.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. That's so
there's
genius.
There's something real juicy in that.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to see how it plays with the cowboys like fun toys that you get. I feel like the cowboy I think the cowboy has the most fun factor of any of the playbooks. Like there's just a lot of like toys in your toy box that I really love and I'm very proud of. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
So, our final step. We have our story. We have our characters, roughly. It is time to pick our OP. What is our theme song? Now, obviously, I don't imagine you have the resources to sort of use the theme song we pick, but I think it's a fun conversation to get us into the mood. And I brought like 3 touchstones of, like, before we started recording, these are not tied into what we have built here, but like the things I think of as the corners of music genre that I would pull from to get an anime OP. The first, and shout out to Dylan, you are a bigger Coheed fan than I am, but I am also a fan.
Sure.
Shoulders, the recent single from Coheed and Cambria. Closer by Linkin Park. And Born for This by Paramore.
Closer's very good.
Isn't it?
Closer feels really good.
Yeah, it's got the angry energy that we need.
The song that I was like really pulling on, or that like really like settled into my head, that feels like if we were to imagine a mashup between these two songs might go hard in a way that I think is captivating. Is There Was a Light That Will Never Go Out by the Smiths. That dual sense of like, we are born for this, we are of a fight, but we are so like there's also this sense of like, we are lost, we are so like the world has so left us behind that the only thing to imagine is our own deaths. There's an energy there that I think infuses the world. If we are to imagine this world of, we gestured towards dismantling of a fascist state, but like a world that is so like controlled and so out of our control, outside of the moments where we sort of like magically, forcefully, furiously take control of it through these magical outsized expressions of self in a way that is dramatic and dangerous and powerful and freeing all at the same time.
Yeah. No, that's so good. That's very... Ooh, you've added spice to the broth. I really love that. I am so with you. I think our official OP is a remix, AMV style, of Closer and There Is a Light That Will Never Go Out.
That feels great. That feels really good.
That feels beautiful. Amazing. Okay. Shall I kick us off, or would you like to?
Go ahead. No, please.
I think we begin understated. Where do you think your character would be? Like, it's Friday night, you have a lot of homework, but you don't really have any plans to sort of like take you away from that. Like, what would your character be doing early on a quiet Friday night?
Early on a Friday night, my character, I'm sitting on a name, and I have done my essential Googling to see if I can lock in. Fullback is such a good last name that I'm gonna sit on fullback and try and decide on a good first name.
Okay. Fullback.
My character is probably like, God. I know what it is.
Fullback
I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. I've got it now. And maybe this is the first like inkling of what we see of magic in the world is like in the backyard. In the backyard, there are a collection of targets and like the pushing pads that you do drills with, and like football training equipment. And we are seeing this character like in a very kind of anime, like in this very kind of heightened way that is going to infuse the magic that we exist with. Is doing football drills and is leaping backwards with very kind of animated, almost Dragon Ball-esque like leaps and acrobatics, and then firing a ball through a target post, and like is doing a lot of this kind of like offhand football training, but in a way that is very shot to be evocative of like solitary combat training, and is very kind of in that stylized space. And we're starting to see that sort of stylization bleed in as this character takes this training for himself more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. God, I can see the camera angles. It's working. It's working.
It's hitting.
So I think first name fullback here's a phone call from inside. And in my head, this is perpetually 2002. So it is a landline. It is your parent, like one of your parents or guardians picks it up and calls to you that it is for you. When you pick it up, it is the genius. I pulled Gracie out of my ass. I think my brain was making me think of Maze Hughes' family.
Sure.
Gracie is on the phone, and she says, Lauren needs our help.
I've landed on a full name. I think my first name is, it's Donovan Fullback. Donovan Fullback feels very good.
Very nice. I do love that.
I think like looks out the window, looks to his car. It's just like, what's the situation?
Well, her dad, Mr. Chief of Police, decided that he didn't want to risk her coming to the rave this weekend. So he found a reason and decided to ground her till Monday. We need to get into that apartment and get her out.
Opposition?
Pardon?
Opposition?
Mr. States has armed security guards outside on the bottom level. I've been doing my research. I think there might be a spy in among the door boys, but I can't be sure. We're going to have to sneak through a laser grid security system on floor 2. And if we go out the outside, the window cleaners have started picking up forbidden techniques.
Odds that we make it out alive?
I'm giving it 0.5%.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. Hangs up the phone without saying goodbye.
Of course. Why would you have formalities? It would be less dramatic. Okay.
I do think there's a shot of as Donovan is leaving of I think like adding to the vibes of the unmagical world of his parents watching like a news report, and like a news report about like the city, and being like, we really, there's a brief shot of like just like, we really don't think that it's particularly safe for you to be going out like on your own unsupervised at night. And Donovan just like grabs his jacket and it's like, team leader's got to lead his team, Mom. I can't let my friends down when they need me. I promise I'm there to take care of everybody. You can count on me.
The Red Ranger energy that Donovan is giving.
It's there. It's real.
It's so my heart is pounding. This is so good. I think from here our opening cuts in.
Yeah.
We get like the style where the opening plays over not the OP sequence, but like shots of us walking down the sunset lit streets and like establishing shots of the apartment building. Like it's a real build up to the final confrontation kind of energy. When we arrive, Gracie, classic scene kid, pink and black. She's got the feathered, like striped bangs, the fingerless elbow length gloves, like the whole nine. Anything you can imagine as emo or scene or anything in that space, like she's got it. She's got the candy bracelets. She's wearing the Chuck Taylors. Everything you can imagine. And she carries a thick, like messy notebook that clearly has a bunch of paper and stuff like stuffed into it. It is a notebook that is thicker than it was when she started using it. And she's got a little at her belt, like a holster of pens and markers and pencils and erasers, like all of her art supplies right there.
Visually, I know exactly how I want Donovan's aesthetic to take shape. And it's that like he's in very Dean Winchester, the denim jacket, jeans, but like very feathered hair, specifically a la Randall Pink from Dazed and Confused. But I think the two things that are really important, they are both kind of like cast in a shadow. Like the hair casts shadows over his eyes that form these large sort of like over the top kind of bag. Like the shadow forms these bags under his eyes.
Yeah.
The flannel is this like deep blue. And I think like as he pulls up, under a street light, like they start to like shift and fade into like a black and into a like a grayscale aesthetic. Visually where I'm going is I'm gonna save where it's like I've got the visual in mind as it like continues to escalate and evolve, and as we're going and as more of the magic gets into play, I'm gonna bust it out.
Okay, that's so exciting. I do want it on the record before you described Donovan, I was just putting Orville Peck like he just was Orville Peck to me for the first like scene, but I do love this. This is so very good because goth cowboy,
Yeah.
We stand at the entrance to the apartment building. It's in the middle of the city. It's busy. There's traffic. I think we have two ways up. We can try to go through the inside, go in loud, or we can take the less conspicuous but more treacherous path of scaling the outside and sneaking in through her window.
It's a really good question. Which of these is the more exciting option, do you think? Which of these speaks more to you? Which of these do we want to see play out?
So I think that going in loud almost feels better purely so we can get to the fight. I think we are more likely to I think it's going to give us a better diversity if we go in through the building itself.
I think that feels good.
Okay, beautiful.
Also, because that's going to allow me to do a set piece. That's going to allow me to do a set piece that I think is very critical and important.
Beautiful.
Which is, of course, driving my car through the doors of the building.
Oh, incredible. Yes. Okay, that's just happens in Kill la Kill. I love it. What's your car?
I don't think it's a like a convertible sports car. I don't think it's a cool car necessarily. Maybe it becomes one. Maybe it is in the sense of like, again, it is the taking control of identity and self and expression as magic. And so like it is a Prius, like it is a very kind of economical, sensible car.
Uh-huh.
That once once Donovan like gets in and like hits the gas and like keys in and like we see it go through the door, we see Donovan behind the wheel of like an all black convertible sports car in like the retro what's the goddamn name of the cool horse car?
Oh, I have no idea.
Hold on. This is so important to me that I get the name correct. Mustang. It's like in a convertible Mustang, like retro style. Like we see it become that as the fight, like as it goes through the door.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. The music kicks up. We crash through the front door. The lobby is thrown into chaos. And as we step out of the vehicle, we are greeted by how many security officers, do you think? Probably 2?
2 feels good.
2 feels good. Okay. So this is it'll take a little bit of behind the scenes, but my favorite part of Clash that I have written so far, which is the NPC building mechanics, because they have worked really well in the past. They feel great to run. Each of our security guards is going to be a goon tier NPC, meaning that they have like 1 or 2 techniques. They are pretty easy to take out, and they only have 1 or 2 traits. So like personality mechanic blocks. So if we want to build these together, if you would like to choose, do you want to figure out what techniques the security officers have, or do you want to figure out their traits?
I'll figure out their traits.
Okay, I will check out their techniques, and we can build those together. Going down. I do need to reorganize this booklet, I think. I'm proud of what's in it, but it takes a while to get anywhere. Okay. Let's see.
It's too easy to go with something like a protective. Like it feels too one note if they are security guards to note them as protective. So I'm like looking at the options to figure out what really like leaps out to me over something like straightforward that is embedded in their jobs. Yeah. And I feel kind of similarly about greedy. Like I feel like I want it almost to be, I keep coming back to vengeful.
Okay. I love that.
There's something real, the popcorn kernels are popping for me when I look at vengeful, and I think about like the notion especially of like in this heightened reality, like this car has gone through the doorway, dramatic leap out of it, and there's a sense of like we're going to make you pay. Yeah.
No, because they're not just protecting their charge anymore. This is about damages.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Vengeful. The combatant wants a specific fighter to suffer for perceived slights. Do you imagine they're after you in that case?
That feels good. If you feel good about that.
Yeah, that sounds great to me. Do you want to give them more, or are you good with just the one?
I think that feels good. I think that feels like a good character note for us to play around in.
Okay, sweet.
That feels like a good space for us to play.
Yeah, okay. Should I say what technique I have given these guys yet, or shall I leave it as a surprise?
Up to you.
Okay. I think, you know what? I'll say it. I'll give us this. I have given them the technique Manticore Venom. It's a basic technique, so it only costs 1 potential to use. Whenever they inflict a condition on one of us, we also get the condition drained at level 1. So we will be losing our stance tokens as soon as we gain a condition. They basically have poisoned weapons is essentially the flavor.
Okay.
Okay, you have driven us through the door. I will step out and try to cover fire for you. Let me pull back up my character sheet. I am going to say, hey, security bozos, over here! And I'm essentially going to draw their fire to try to get you to get to the elevator as fast as possible, and I will follow behind you.
That feels great. And I think this is where we see their poison weapons manifest as, like, purple lightning shock clubs.
Ooh, yes.
Almost in with almost a sci-fi medieval mace kind of aesthetic. But like with purple lightning flaring off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of like unfurl them in a dramatic way.
Yeah. Do you think... Here's a question. Do you think it'll be that easy for me to get their attention? Or do you think that might prompt a skill challenge from me?
I think that prompts a skill challenge to get their attention off of me, because this is where their vengeful trait ties in. I think this is where it comes up. I think if it were me trying to get their attention, it wouldn't require it. But if it's you, I think that calls for a skill challenge, because we've established that they are looking to stop me as the primary target.
Okay. Would it be reasonable to say that is an acuity challenge?
Yeah, that feels right.
Okay, cool. Acuity is my lowest stance. Okay. That is one success, so that is a mixed failure. I fail the challenge, but in the process, I create an opportunity for others to solve the same problem in the future.
Okay.
So I gain a couple of potential tokens that I can use later. I think I don't get their attention, but I do get the attention of the bellhop, who it has been a spy. So I have cleared that for you, but I think the security guards are still on their way.
Yeah, that feels really good.
Cool.
And on my turn, I think this is where the magic and the aesthetic takes over, and my actual reference point for what this character looks like starts to come in and starts to like bleed over as the shadows, the hair shadows, the circles under my eyes turn into like black makeup tears, and like my skin turns white and my hair gets a little bit blacker and my denim jacket turns black and my jeans turn black, and I take on a aesthetic that is either depending on your pop culture reference points, the Crow or the wrestler Sting. It's one or the other.
Oh, it's the Crow for me, I think.
For me, it's Sting every day. It's but say the same aesthetic. It's modeled, one is modeled after the other. So like, but like it's going full the Crow and like leaning backwards and getting into like. And I think like 3-point stance, running, spinning tackle into one of these guards to take them out immediately.
Okay, beautiful. So that is going to be our first contest. It's the most involved sort of system here.
Let's go.
So the first thing you are going to do, you have initiated a contest because two characters are directly opposing each other with violence, is we want to declare our cross purposes. So obviously you are trying to just take this guy out.
Mm-hmm.
I think his goal is to restrain you. So if he wins the contest, he gets you in some kind of like armbar or headlock. Or even just on the ground with his like stun baton.
Yeah.
If you win, he is out of the fight.
That feels great.
So, what are you bidding? I will play the part of our security guard.
What am I bidding? What do I have to bid?
So you are bidding a number between 1 and 5.
Okay.
To read the rules directly, because I'm proud of them, to make a bid, declare a number between 1 and 5. This number is basically a promise. It says, I have this many tokens to spend kicking your ass. You will only be able to spend this number from one stance pool, from one pool of tokens. But you don't have to know what pool you're bidding from yet. All you are trying to do is psych me out right now.
Okay. I'm bidding 3.
Oh, damn. You are starting off strong. He's going to bid 1.
Okay.
Now, you have the opportunity to raise the stakes. You can bid a higher number than you just bid, or you can let it stand.
Now this is a critical question. I think this is
Yeah.
a good peeling back the curtain, player-to-player GM-less thing.
Yeah.
If I have bid more, is this a bluffing? Is this a critical thing which may change my answer? Is this a bluffing, or is this a I have taken a number out of my pool?
So, you have temporarily taken a number out of your pool. You think of it like collateral. If
Got
you
it. Okay.
win, if you win this contest, you keep the tokens. If you lose, you have to spend them.
Got it. Then I'm lowering my. Then we'll reflavor that bid as 2 since I have 2 tokens to spend, but I am bidding 2 tokens here.
Okay. I will say, I'm so sorry, just a little bit more behind the scenes.
No, that's fine.
You are allowed to bid more tokens than you know you have if you think you can get away with it.
Sure.
The cost will be that if you lose the contest, there will be an additional penalty for overspending.
I think that's the question that I was asking. And so like in my head, I immediately went to, I think it plays into this character's both personality and also like the character archetype to bid more than I have and try and like psych out the opponent to make it pretty clear. Like, I don't think raising the stakes will pay off so that they just let me win and keep the tokens that I have.
Okay. So you're going to keep it at 2?
I'm keeping it at I'm going to say 3, which is more than I have on my sheet for the listener. But since we're playing this and we're testing it and we're demoing it, this feels right.
Okay. He is also going to keep his bid at 1. It is now your turn. You declare what stance you are bidding from. This resolves in a rock, paper, scissors.
I am bidding from force.
Okay. He is bidding. Let me check his. I think he is going to bid insight, which beats force. So he has 1 insight token. He would not have needed to overspend. What's going to happen now is, number 1, he gets what he wants. So he
takes me out of here. He pins me down.
Yes,
hits me with the stun token.
You throw yourself at him, and I think he judo throws you. He gets your momentum, and he gets you to the ground by the arm. And you are in a tricky position now. First things first, you spend those tokens that you bid, so you lose 2 force tokens.
I lose 2 force tokens, putting me to 0 force.
Putting you to 0. Let's see. They reach their goal, gain 1 potential, so he's going to gain 1 potential. This guy. And you are going to... You get 2 potential for your trouble. So you get 2 of those tokens to spend on techniques later on, or to boost your tokens in your pools as you wish.
Okay, sure.
Potential is a very flexible resource. Gracie sees you get taken to the ground. I think what I am going to do here is to try to get past the bellhop to get to you. And I think it's going to be a contest because he's going to try to stop me.
Okay, sure.
The bellhop I built him just now, or I gave him a technique at least. He's got 1 force, 2 insight, and 2 acuity. And he has the swirling sight technique. I think I am going to bid. All right, that is sent in the chat.
Great, I got it. Okay, so I'm going to bid. I'm gonna look at my guy here. I think I am bidding 1.
Okay. Let's see. Let me check my. Okay. I'm going to keep my bid. I am not going to raise my stakes.
I'm going to do the same.
Okay. I declare force.
I am declaring, I think, also force.
Yes. Okay. So, we have entered the namesake of the game.
Let's go.
We are clashing. So, a clash is what happens when both characters in a contest bid the same pool. we are going to convert the tokens we spent into dice. We are spending them both.
Great.
And we are going to roll off. Whoever rolls the most sixes wins, with some additional consequences for the both of us. Before we roll, we can spend, I believe, let me double check. We can spend potential to build our dice pool more. So a single potential token translates to 2 dice.
Then I will spend that additional potential and roll 3 dice here.
Sick. I am going to roll 4 by spending one of my potential. I got no 6s.
I got 2 6s.
Oh, shit. Okay. What does this security guard knocking Gracie on her ass look like?
The security guard knocking Gracie on her ass is, grabs, the bellhop has stepped away from the luggage rack, or from the luggage carrier, grabs it, swirls, and sends it hurtling at Gracie, pummeling her into the wall, like the door of the elevator, like denting it and like crumpling it behind her.
Yes. Classic, like, spittle flies, like a slow motion, like, I slump to the ground. Ooh, we are in a tough spot. What comes next?
I think that what comes next is, has been thrown to the ground. Donovan is going to, kick his feet up, catch the neck of the security guard with his ankles, and, throw him like a head scissors into, there's a fish tank in the wall, one of these big, lobby wall fish tanks. Crash him into the fish tank so that water spills everywhere and the lights flicker.
Okay, beautiful. I think this security guard is... I don't think he's just attempting to keep you down. I think he is also attempting to throw you. I think he wants you out of the building. I think if you lose, you are out on the street, basically.
Yeah.
What shall you bid?
I am bidding 2.
You are bidding 2. He is also bidding 2.
All right, then I am going to up the stakes by 1.
Okay.
Can I use potential to up the stakes? Is that how I do that?
So you can raise the stakes by default. If you spend a potential, you focus whatever pool you want. You basically give yourself tokens equal to that force's, or to that stance's score.
Got it. Okay. Then I'm going to up the stakes to 3.
Okay. He's going to keep his at 2.
Not yet.
Okay. That is next up.
Yeah. Okay, I got my stance ready.
Okay. What are you bidding?
I'm bidding acuity.
Acuity. Okay. This guy is going to bid force in order to avoid overbidding, which means you win the contest. You throw this guy.
So I keep my tokens.
You keep your tokens. He does not keep his.
So this raises an interesting question. I've kept my tokens, but I spent a potential to add tokens to my pool. Do those tokens disappear, or do they stay in there?
They stay in there.
Okay, great.
He is going to gain 2 potential for losing. Or I think just 1. Okay, he does get 2 potential, but you get 1. So you always get some at the end of a contest. This guy is thrown into the fish tank, and he is electrified by his own weapon, and he is out for the count. So we can take out the additional security guard and the bellhop, or we can try to get past them.
I think fullback gestures to Gracie and is like to throw to you and say what's the play? He says full on he's got his combat stance. You're the brains. Are we fighting or fleeing? What's the priority here?
Bellhop put me exactly where we need to be because I have been thrown to the elevator. I am going to slam the elevator button get it open, and try to rush us inside.
Great. I don't think this is a skill challenge for you. I think this is a skill challenge for me.
Yeah, to try to get
Past
through the room.
You're already where you need to be. I need to get past the bellhop and the guard.
Yeah. Would you think this is better suited as a force challenge or an acuity challenge?
I think this is acuity.
That makes sense to me, yeah. All right. Before you roll, I'm so sorry, because am I in a position to help?
You tell me.
I think so. I think I am going to use my powers for the first time. I'm going to activate my sort of magical. I am taking a cue from the very good webcomic Kill 6 Billion Demons, and Gracie has drawing and paper folding based abilities.
Okay.
And she is going to briefly animate a sketch of a sick-ass dragon she made in algebra the other day. And the tail of that dragon is going to whip out in the form of this, like, crumpled mass of paper and reach out, and if you can grab it, like, pull you in. So that's going to add a die to your pool. Actually, I think it's going to gain 2 because I have answered both of these questions in the affirmative.
Okay, great. So that means that am I rolling the additional dice? So when I spent my potential earlier, it added 2 points into my acuity.
Yes.
Pushing it from 2 to 4. They stayed in there. So am I rolling 4 dice or 2 dice?
You are rolling dice based on your acuity score. So if you have an
2
acuity...
dice, right? So 2 dice plus the 2 dice you're adding.
Yes, correct.
Got it. Okay, great. And what am I rolling for?
You are rolling for 3s or higher.
That is 1 success, so that is a mixed failure.
Okay. So you don't succeed, but you open an additional opportunity to solve the problem a different way.
I think I'm going to... I know what it is. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The opportunity that I open up is, like, you pull me. I want to honor this magic and say, like, you pull me, crashing through the bellboy, flying knee to his nose, close-up shot on the nose. Visible drawing lines indicate, like, a busted nose.
Yeah.
But I am then side tackled by this other security guard, and I shout to you, Go! I got this down here.
Oh man, the self-sacrifice play. Team leader material.
Feels like this has to be the self-sacrifice play.
It has to be, absolutely. Okay, I rush into the elevator. This is a high-speed elevator for the sake of excitement. And I am up and away to the next floor. What happens down here? Before we cut up to the next floor, what does it look like as you hold these security guards back?
I think I strike my fight pose. The guard twirls. I think the guard does the sickest thing in the world. Kicks the base of the second stun club. Twirling it into his hand. Taps them both together, making a spark, and then, like, flashes them out like fucking Eagle from Street Fighter with the dual sticks.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you are 1v2ing this bellhop and this security guard.
I think the bellhop. I think that because we got a mixed failure. I think I'm even gonna. I think to, like, amp up the drama even further. The bellhop is already taken out. And it's just now Donovan versus, like, Super Guard with 2, like, suddenly we get a close-up shot on the guard, and, like, this guard is way more jacked than the other guard.
Yeah.
Like, adding into the layering in of magic and imagination. Like, now this guard is now twice the size and, like, has the dual clubs and is ready to, like, break bones. And you see, like, us both square up as the elevator doors close.
Okay. I, behind the scenes, have boosted his force score to 3, which I feel is very appropriate to me. Like, he's just powered up,
Yeah.
we will cut back to that momentarily. I'm very excited to see how that plays out. Up on the second floor, there is a laser grid. I think it's classic. We're in spy movie territory. Yeah. I think the elevator doesn't go up to the third floor. It's been jerry-rigged so that it won't. I need to get to the stairs, past this grid, and past, like, a series of extremely dangerous traps. And I think I am going to approach that, what feels very in character for Gracie to me, which is by rushing through. I am not going to try to avoid any of these. I am going to try to get through them so fast that they do not affect me. Mm-hmm. I think that would trigger a skill challenge, if that is all right with you.
Yeah,
and I'm going to try to make that a force challenge, because that is my better of the two.
That feels really good. That feels perfect.
I have no potential, so I am rolling 2 dice, and I can add to it not at all. So the best I can do here is a mixed failure, but I could explode. The dice could always explode. So we are going to see if they do. And they do!
Let's go!
So that is 1 success and 1 6, which means I get to roll an additional die and see how they work for me. Okay. I still only got to 2 successes, but I love an exploding die, so I don't really care. That is a mixed failure. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. I'm going to gain 2 potential. And don't forget, you gain 2 potential as well for your skill challenge earlier.
Okay, let's go.
I think, to make it easy peasy, lemon breezy, I would like to give Gracie a condition. I think that seems like a fair penalty for rushing in headlong like that.
That feels good.
I am going to give her... Let's see. I think straight up, I'm going to give her the stance condition withered at 2. So until that goes away, I lose access to my force stance.
Okay.
I cannot have tokens in it. I cannot I cannot do force challenges. I am without that pool until this condition goes away. But I will have made it to the stairway up to the 3rd floor. Down on the 1st floor, facing off against Super Guard. I think the Super Guard is going to try one last time, not even to kick you out of the building, but to take you out of the fight.
Yep.
He's going to rush you, and he's going to try to, into the sides of your neck, jam each of his stun batons.
Okay. And I think I am going to rush, run at him to hit him with a flying spear to take him out at the same time.
Okay, beautiful. All right. He is going to bid. Let me see what he's got. He's going to bid 1.
I am bidding 3.
Oh, damn. Okay. He's going to raise the stakes to 2.
And I am going to spend 4 points of potential.
4?
To activate one of my abilities.
Oh, shit.
I'm activating my super ability, Backfoot Tango, and taking all of the available tokens between all of my stances and reallocating them as I wish.
Yes, beautiful. So good news, it will not cost you 4 potential, only 2.
Oh, okay. Great.
Okay. You do not have to tell me how you have reallocated those.
Okay.
Because I don't think it would be reasonable for this guy to know how you have reallocated them either. He is going to declare force.
I have declared acuity.
Which means I think he beats you. Force beats acuity, beats insight.
Okay.
So he spins out of the way of your missile of a body.
Mm-hmm.
And he jams his batons into your neck. And has you down for the count. I think it is going to be, at this point, I think reasonable to say he's got you beat in a straight fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have a plan to get away from him?
I do, actually.
Okay.
I do, actually. And it is that there is water everywhere.
Okay.
I think it is just flopping. I think it is sometimes it's not about moving the other body. It's about like positioning the two, like moving in unison with a body to get two people where you want them to be.
Yeah.
So I think it is like falling backwards into the water to blast both of us with electricity.
Okay. I don't think you even need to roll for that. I think that is just smart thinking. You fall back, and there is a burst of purple-white light running up this guy's arms. And his veins are showing. He's like tensed up. And I think as he falls, we see that his batons have fused to his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, in some future arc, he shall be back for revenge.
Yeah.
But for now, he is down for the count. And with time, with a little bit of stumbling and bruising, you are able to make your way up to the second floor. We meet up. Donovan, are you okay?
Every game's got its bumps and bruises, but scars fade, glory lives forever.
I don't understand your sports talk, Donovan, but I'm really glad you're here. We need
like falls forward. Gracie's got to like force Gracie to like catch him for a moment.
Yep. Really, the team bonding, the emotional intensity of like, oh, you're okay. We need to get up to the third floor. I think I just kind of blew up all of the traps on this level, so we should be able to take the stairs, but we're in bad shape. We need to be really careful.
Careful's my middle name.
Oh, I really don't think it is. Let's go. And I sort of shoulder you. We're sort of supporting each other. And we make our way to the third floor. Now, Gracie did not have any intel as to what exactly is happening on the third floor. What do you imagine is the final layer of security keeping Lauren in her room?
It's gotta be... I mean, this is our first, like... This is both probably the cliffhanger for the episode and also, like, our big first arc villain, so it's gotta just be, like... You know, the elevator doors open and we stumble through, and sitting in a chair in an enormous, like, empty room that feels larger than it could possibly be, like, the entire floor is this empty room. Sitting in an office chair is her father, like, in a business suit, doing the hands crooked in front of the face villain pose, like waiting for us, glowing purple eyes, like red, like this is like it is the confrontation with her father that is we are going to have to like take him down to free her from like whatever spectral prison is actually occupying the third floor.
Yes, yes, he is there in person and he has words for us. Beautiful.
And he stands up, he cracks his knuckles, and, you know, the visual detail, I think the visual that we leave it on is cracks his knuckles and, like, a purple energy dragon, like, swirls behind him. And it's like, oh, this is going to be that kind of a fight, huh?
Yeah, the effects animators went nuts on that shot.
And that's the closing shot, and that's game, that's Clash, baby!
Game point. Match, or whatever that term is. I'm not as big of a sports...
We crushed
Game, set, match.
I'm overjoyed. This was fantastic.
Thanks so much for playing. I'm very glad you had a good time.
This was great. This was so much fun. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
What was your favorite moment from play?
Oh, I mean, it was the cowboy tech. It's so, every time I have played in testing and someone has played the cowboy, the moment they decide to start playing tricks and start using those techniques is like in the room the moment the energy kicks up. Like it always is. I'm very proud of how that kit came together, and it very much plays how I want it to, which feels so good.
I love this a lot. I just really loved building the world and the themes, and then when we had the characters and when we really saw the fight scene playing out, like the mix of rock, paper, scissors and like fuckery is so satisfying. It's really joyful.
Yeah, I like, we didn't have a whole lot of time, but like when you get to really get into a session and like start using your techniques, like I have a home game going where we are playing a like Scott Pilgrim-y Battle of the Bands is the setup. And there have been times when a clash has resolved and we've stood up and cheered. Like, I don't know. It can be a slow start, which is a thing I'm trying to work through, like kind of like tweak away. But when it works, it works. And I'm so glad you had a good time. It was thrilling being here with you.
This was magnificent. Real quick, before we wrap up, where can people find you and your work online?
You can find me at sabrinahawthorne.itch.io, and you can find me on Tumblr at sabrinahawthorne. You can also email me for business inquiries at sabrinahawthornegames@proton.me. That's where you find all of my stuff and my games and my posting.
Fuck yeah. Well, this has been wonderful. This is a real highlight of my day. Now I'm going to throw it over to the coolest Jeff, the most important Jeff. Fuck you. I'm going to throw this over to me in the future so we can wrap up with the show. Take a future
right.
me. Stop recording. Thanks, Pass Me. And thanks again to Sabrina for coming on the show. That game was so magical. There's nothing that I love more than when we find a vibe and we lean into that energy 120% and we just make something truly, truly magnificent. Be sure to pick up your own copy of Clash at sabrinahawthorne.itch.io, and be sure to follow Sabrina on Tumblr at Sabrina Hawthorne. You can also find us on pretty much whichever social media you prefer at Party of One Pod or Jeff Stormer, depending. And if you enjoy the show and you want to support it, there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Subscribe to our newsletter at buttondown.email/partyofonepodcast, and join our Discord community at bit.ly/partyofonediscord. You can support us financially at patreon.com/JeffStormer or Ko-fi.com/JeffStormer. You can give us a nice iTunes review, shout us out to a friend, give us some love on social media. You can buy some Party of One merch at bit.ly/partyofonemerch. Or if you're looking for more great podcast content, you can check out All My Fantasy Children, which is a character creation, storytelling, and world building podcast that I make with my best friend in the world, Aaron Catano Saez. We take a listener submitted prompt and spin it into an original fantasy character, populating a shared universe one story at a time. You can also check out Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast, which is an actual play about a heartless witch, a cozy house, and the many people making their homes inside. Both of those you can find wherever you get your podcasts. Party of One is, as always, produced and edited by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. Music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives by Mega Ran featuring the D&D Sluggers, and the Party of One logo is by Evan Rowland. If you'd like to inquire about advertising rates, coming on the show as a guest, or about press coverage of the show, you can email me at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. And unless I am mistaken, that is all we do here. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. Remember to fight the forces of fascism every single day. Remember that self-love and self-care are radical and defiant acts of resistance. And as always, party on, everybody.
Never gonna die.